Albatross here again with Al's Home-Game Hijinx, Mushroom Madness Part 3. Where we last left, Vlad and Dio just rested for the night after talking and partying with Morgan, the apocalyptic elder. And yeah, they rested up. They got ready to head out. After resting for the night, they cured up some of their spore. And yeah, they hit the crafting table before they left, augmented their weapons a little bit, made them a little more shiny, a little more deadly. And yeah, what do you guys want to do now?
Get to our goal.
Alright, yeah, so you guys start heading north out the encampment. You wave to you again. It's morning time at this point. There's way less people now. You can assume they're sleeping off, they're partying or whatever have you. You still see people, and you still see people eating spores, and you hear music still, but just not nearly as much of it. And yeah, you guys start leaving the encampment. The guards give you a friendly nod on the way out. You guys didn't cause any trouble. And word has spread by now from Morgan that the newcomers are friendly, accepted by the group. Blah blah blah. So yeah, you see nothing but smiling faces on the way out. As they nod and they salute you, whatever have you. And yeah, you guys start heading out north towards the scout's supposed location on the map. You spend about 3 hours traveling north, unless you wanted to do something else before you fully left. But if you fully left, again, like 3 hours walking or so, can y'all give me, again, either speed or might defense rolls? Um,
I got an 18 on my speed defense, and I'm
I got a
specialized.
11, but I think I'm specialized.
yeah, you're both fine. You suffer no stresses or fatigues from
Training.
this venture out. But as you guys approach, you're waking. You're walking for about 3 hours. Sun's high overhead. By the time you get there, but as you're walking again, you see again the typical ruinous apocalyptic landscape. You know, destroyed buildings overgrown with green and vines and mold, specifically in some of these facilities. You don't see many people, if at all any, at this point. Um, and yeah, about after 3 hours of this trek, you guys start to see in the distance, not a tall tower, so to speak, but a building that's taller than the others. Most of the buildings here have been reduced to about 1 story worth of rubble. Whether they were taller or not before that, who knows? But basically everything around here is about 1 story tall. But this particular place looks to be about 2 stories tall, and maybe that was even taller than that at some point. But at the moment, it's the tallest building around. And yeah, you see that in the distance. It looks quite overgrown as all the other ones. This one particularly heavily with mushroom, or fungal, spread or formations. And yeah, if you keep approaching, you find yourself again at the foot of this 2 story. It looks like a bygone ruin. Looks like there may have been a high tech facility here at some point, just like any of the other buildings. But who knows what its function was or is? Oh, excuse me, it was for the bygones, because that was such a long time ago for everyone. Y'all are just basically here for the scraps and to learn about any fungal spore sources
Can,
here.
can we scout the outside of it to see if there's any immediate dangers that we would have to worry about?
Oh yeah, can you both give me intellect rolls for that?
Before I do that, take that spore for the 6 hours of mushroom vision. This way I will be, spore vision. That way I'll be even more versed when it comes to finding that stuff.
All right, so Dean, because you ate that, also gain 1 spore infestation because it is a spore cipher.
Yep. Leaves me, I'm at 1.
This is a perception roll.
Essentially, yeah. So either
All right,
perception or
so
knowledge or
I got a 9, but I have an inability in perception, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
really a
you don't
6.
notice friggin' anything. I
I'm
mean,
trained
you notice the general, like, as most of these places, it seems to be dangerous with fungus inside.
15 on the die, but I'm trained.
So what you see, Dean, again, you're trained, and also you just ate that vision thing. Why are my glasses not on? What the fuck? Either way, what you call it? What you see is
It's
like
more.
so you pop it, right. Let me describe that first real quick. So you pop it, you gain that one spore infestation that puts you back at 1 because you healed up during the night. But what you see is, what you feel, I should say, is you feel the small like tingling going from like your mouth all the way like across your lips, to the sides of your face, up the sides of your head, like into your mind almost. And your vision like fuzzes over for a small moment as the effects start to take hold, and as your vision clears, you start to see sort of faint lines like you know you can what color are these lines that you see?
Um, they probably range in color across the spectrum depending on the intensity of the spores. So probably if it's red, it's nearby. I mean, it's a relatively weak one, but by the time I get to violet, that's like the super good stuff.
So, based on that, the color it's showing to you, it's of like it's on the stronger side of a fungus. Like it's not your run of the mill normal like that you basically maybe dealt with the apocalyptics or beforehand in the previous small bygone ruin you dealt with. It's probably closer to the. You said violet was like the stronger stuff.
Yeah, violet would be the strongest.
So,
Roy G. So
so Roy,
indigo,
indigo.
indigo, blue, indigo, and violet are the strongest.
So what you see is as you look at the building and like even through the outside of the building you can see this. There are faint hints of green towards the bottom, but as you go up the building, it turns to that violet. So basically, it's a gradient of green to violet as you get to the second story of the building, and you
Oh,
do see what you call it. There's two big like bulbous shapes at the top. Like again, you can't see it because it's through a wall, but it's like a orb is shape in a violet color because you said it's strongest. So it's just there seem to be two like in some portion of the upstairs, and at the base there's one really big green one towards the back of the facility.
and so with that being said, we want to destroy this, right?
Either destroy them because that's your general purpose, or learn about like what's maybe causing this, or like what are the effects on the nearby, like maybe what psychonauts might be here, or like what are uh the uh the native, not the native, but the wild animals that are also being attracted to this, or like basically any general knowledge you can learn about this particular fungal anomaly. But destroying major sources does not like go against what you're here to do. Like if that's what you're trying to figure out, like your motive.
All right. I look over at Vlad. Yo, I think we hit the mother lode here. This place is screaming with shrooms. I think we might need to do a little recon and then maybe set some fire.
Can we salvage any of them, or do you think it's worth it?
Dude, this mushroom vision, this spore vision that I got going on, it's some. I don't know if we want to salvage this stuff, man. It's not. I don't think it's good. I've never seen spores so amped up. Literally, they're amped up.
You said this is a two-level. It's 2 stories, right?
Yeah, basically yes. But if you want a little more detail about the building, it's still very similar to the other buildings where they're like, it looked like it may have been a warehouse or something. So it's like a pretty wide base and a like pretty like uniform shape around, like rectangular or whatever have you. You can assume there's stairs or some way of getting upstairs from
Are there
inside.
are there any windows? Would I be able to climb from the outside
All
of the?
the, I mean, after you like take a like, you said you looked around right earlier to
Yeah.
like look for spores or the general. What you got by looking, I mean, you can roll again if you'd like, but the windows are basically all overgrown with like vines or whatever have you, so you can't really see in.
I'm
And
trained in climbing and specialized in careful movement. Would I be able to attempt to climb to the second floor and try to clear up some of the so I could get a view from the inside?
you can 100% try that. But again,
Yeah.
keep in mind there is dense foliage or whatever
Yeah.
between the windows, but yeah, you can definitely try to. There definitely would be like strong vine handholds or whatever if you know
Yeah.
find the right way to do it. Yeah, you can
Yo.
definitely attempt that if you want.
Lad, I don't know that. Wait, man. You know, when it's such a strong shroom source, man, you know that the uh psychos, man, they're probably crawling all over this place. You start climbing up the wall, they might like get you.
But wouldn't they be inside? I'm talking about climbing from the outside to look in to get a better idea of what we're up against.
And yeah, outside, what you see is, if you looked around, again, like when you guys looked around, there were no real signs of people. The only thing of note would probably be at the entryway. There's probably like maybe one or two like human skeletons,
Okay, man.
like scattered, not like intact, like bones. Like you see human bones.
Just trying to be cautious, man. I've never seen a concentration of of spores like this, man. Never. This is
So the way I see it, if we're not going to salvage, then let's just light the building up from on fire from now. Then from the outside.
but we are supposed to try to see what. Yeah, I could agree with that, but I don't know.
I mean, if you want to just try to blow up the facility, you definitely could. Just describe to me how you want to do that. And again, Anthony, you're free to attempt to climb it and look into it. I mean, if you get
Vlad, you want to climb up and check it out, or you just want to like?
I don't want to walk in blind per se. At least this way I could at least give us an idea of what's inside there. If you
Okay.
did say,
and if you want, you can. There are even like one or two windows, on the first floor. If you just didn't want to climb and see what maybe might be on the first floor, like crack a window open or whatever.
I go, hold on a minute, and I take this little. It looks like a little quarter with a spike on it, and I plug it into my temple. Shit, that always hurts. And I touch you, and you and I now have a telepathic link, two-way telepathic link. We can talk to each other without
talking, basically.
Without talking and being. We got up to long-range mental communication.
Yeah, so basically within this whole facility, you'll be able to talk to each other.
all right, so you look through the windows on the first floor, and I'll check the windows on the second floor.
All right, and we can do this for up to 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll say you're going to spend basically like an hour doing this. So yeah, if you want to give me rolls, Anthony, if you want to do your thing first, it's a little more complicated.
So does careful movement,
yeah, for sure,
and balance. So I'm specialized in, and I'm trained in climbing as well.
Yep. So it's gonna be basically pretty.
I got
easy.
a natural 20.
Yeah, so you climb to whatever fucking window you want, no problem. And
with my natural 20, can I use my harmonica buzzsaw thing to cut the foliage to get a clear, open view?
100% can do that. It was going to be extremely difficult for you to do all this nonsense, but with a natural 20, yeah, you did it, no problem. So yeah, before I tell you what you see, I want Dean to give me his one, or you pick a window or whatever. How are you trying to look into it, or what do you want to do? You don't have to even do that. It's up to you.
Basically, I'm just gonna scout the outside. I'm gonna do my thing to try to if there's a window to peer through, try to pull the foliage back, and look in. But I'm scouting the outside to make sure there's no surprises. Especially if we end up going in, I want to try to scope out a way out.
All right, so give me that difficulty. I'm not telling you the roll, but give me an intellect, like perception-ish roll.
19.
Yeah, so you peeked into a window as well during all this, but not only are you gonna able to like look in for a moment, you see that in the surrounding area, there's not really any signs of people again, aside from some human bones around. And yeah, the way you came in from, like from the south, there's a you remember the pathway, and you will be easily if you had to make a quick escape, you would be able to do it that way.
Could I say minor effect? Maybe I noticed, you know, just from my other doing delve stuff, maybe it's a old propane tank or an old line that sometimes has gases in it that we could possibly ignite. Could I find something like that on the minor effect?
I will allow you to find a small propane tank. Yes.
All right, excellent.
Something that won't be able to blow up a building, but it would explode if you were to shoot it or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could definitely find that, no problem. Yeah, with your 19. But yeah, what you guys see when you peek in, I'll do Anthony first because he did this fantastic roll first. So you buzzsaw it, cut away the foliage, you wipe it away, you start to like look in, and what you see is it's really hard to get a great view of everything because there's a very heavy, like mushroom spore mist, in the whole floor basically. But what you do see is it looks like there's a weird, like, really big, you don't know what, some kind of like ultra mutated beast of some sort. It looks like a giant, almost worm or maggot. You can't really it looks like it's just sitting there like breathing or like pulsing. It's oozing a sort of like green like ichor or slime through like various pores or its mouth. You can see there's clutches of eggs nearby. And again, it just also very heavy spore presence here.
That's nasty.
And what you see, Dean, down below is a slightly less, what you call it, a lessly dense spore cloud, in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with your spore vision, you see it's of a green, on like green scale, not violet. And what you also notice is that there seems to be a couple of humanoid figures waiting down one of the corridors within the facility. Like, once you make like I'll just tell you because you rolled so well. In the third room or like third passageway or whatever, at the end of it, there's going to be a couple of humanoids waiting for you. Basically, right before you're going to go upstairs, you see 3 humanoid figures.
I relay that information to Anthony via the telepathy.
I also let him know what I see, and I will relate to him and goes, whatever this is, this has to be the source of the power. This creature is not only grotesque, it's massive.
How big is that propane tank I found?
I'm bad at gallonage. Even though I watch King of the Hill, I should have an accurate like.
Is it that will be on a
grill?
Yeah, it's like a grill type propane tank.
Okay.
So 5 gallon.
Yeah, 5 maybe 10. If it was like a really big,
10.
one.
We'll take 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you 10 just to see if that makes a huge difference. You have a 10-gallon propane tank. This guy is right here Googling how big is an explosion from a 10-gallon propane tank to tell me some physics-related like bullshit.
A 10-gallon tank, I'll be honest with you, that's pretty big.
How big is a 10-gallon tank? Like
I'm saying, a high-low runs on a 5-gallon tank.
Wait, what runs on a 5-gallon tank?
A forklift.
Oh, so then no, you definitely have a 5-gallon tank. There's no way. There's no way you have something, because again, in my mind, 5 gallons is like this, and then 10 gallons is like this. And they're both grill size, like small grill, big grill.
What it is, they both will make a big explosion, but the 10-gallon would make a
much larger. All right, so you have a 5-gallon one. Thank you for putting that in perspective for me with my limited knowledge of propane tanks.
Hey, I was gonna be like, okay, let me just get some calculations.
So yeah, five gallons.
I'm still get some calculations though.
So Dean, you said that down below that this because I have a fear gas bomb as a cipher, and if you throw it in, it makes all the creatures flee in a random direction, and hopefully we can get them to flee outside.
That sounds, yeah.
So I could throw it down to you.
What about that maggot thing though? What do you want to try to do with that? I mean, I do got I tell you, I found a 5 gallon tank, and hopefully we can make it go boom. But that thing is massive.
If we worry about the stuff downstairs first, then maybe we could walk in, and you could walk in and I'll bust through the window. We could attack it from 2 angles.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's the greatest of ideas, but it's an idea.
I don't like it. Part of me wants to go home and get like some more help. That thing is.
Again, it's up to y'all what y'all want to do.
And I've never seen a spore concentration like this. This is like.
You do know it will take you quite a long time to go back home to get reinforcements, or even to call for help and for them to arrive.
We're not going back.
Yeah, if you want that tank, we still got to get inside. So if we could draw some of them outside, we could like at least clear the first floor.
Yeah, I would definitely allow you to do what Anthony had planned, where you like smash the window and throw the bomb in there. That definitely viable. And then you see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a viable, course to start the whole thing off, or whatever you guys want to do.
So I pull out what looks like a metal tube, and it has a red cap on it that you break off like a flare gun.
Yeah.
And I drop it down to Theo. I'm gonna stay up because I could hit him with my harmonica from hanging up top there. It works as a ranged weapon as well.
But for sure. And so I'm not gonna have you roll to drop the cipher, because the way you described this specifically, like he has to trigger it, like it's not.
Yeah.
But either way, you drop it, he catches it or whatever. Yeah. Now you have that on you, Dean.
Okay.
I'll just post it in the chat so you can see it.
All right.
Yeah, basically an AOE fear.
Yeah.
So.
And it lasts 3 rounds because it's level 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll position myself at that room where that window is, and throw the fear juice on them.
All right, you do that. Can you roll me a d20? Just to use the cipher.
16.
Oh yeah, for sure. This hits all the targets in there if you're looking. Again, you can't see them super well because of the spore cloud and various other obstructions. And the lighting inside is not the best. But you do see that these 3 silhouettes, these humanoid figures, they just start running. You don't see where they disappear off in the facility. But after a few moments, I'll have Anthony roll for this because it was his idea. Anthony, roll me a d6.
A d6?
Yeah.
I got a 3.
So 2 of them come running out of the door, and like they're frantic. They're like, and after they come running out, you can see like, again, these look very feral people, like most psychonauts. Mm-hmm. These particular ones are very like what you call it? They're not fat, but they're like on the heavier side. Like they have like blood on their faces. If you were to get a really good close look at them, they have like a meat stuck between their teeth, blood and skin between their nails. And can y'all roll me real quick a perception check?
I have an inability, so.
Or like a knowledge, or like.
I got 12, so I got a 9 with the inability.
All right.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah, so you both know this. And then Dean, I'll let you give me the major effect in just a second. But based off the quick glance you guys got off them, these look like some psychonauts you heard of called corpse eaters. They're known for basically eating people or basically anything. They're driven by an insatiable hunger. And Dean, you specifically know that they're known like in a frenzy, like in a combat situation or whatever, in a fight. Should they be hurt or anything, they don't really feel pain. Anytime they get hurt, they get more hungry and more frenzied. And again, because you rolled so well, you know this is caused by small maggots or like parasitic worm that live inside them that basically eats their food and drives their frenzied hunger. And you can assume that these are the same things that he was talking about that he saw upstairs.
I give Dio, you get that message from me, what these things are, what we're dealing with, and apparently that big one must be the mother.
Do we have to roll initiative, or do we have the?
So the one, there was one that didn't come out, so
Yeah.
they're somewhere inside. The two, they're just running around. They're just trying to run away, like away from the facility. You can either just let them run away, but it's not going to last too long, and it was only level 3, so they're not going to get too far before it runs off. But you guys do have a chance for a surprise round on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to hit one of them. Like
As they're fleeing, right? I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm holding, like one hand is holding the side of, because I'm still on the second floor.
Yeah.
Standing on, and I'm gonna throw my. You hear the slight buzzing sound of my harmonica, and I throw it out like a ninja star. I want to apply a level of effort to damage, if I can.
Yep, you can definitely do that.
And I'll tell you what I rolled. I'm also trained. I got a 13, and I'm trained. So it'll be a 16.
Oh yeah, you for sure snag one of them.
So
and if you said how much damage? How much damage?
10.
Yeah, they kind of go down. Like how did they die?
So you see him running off, like would they have hit Dean? Because isn't
Dean's not by the entryway. He's just by some random window. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna run off, and you just see him running off in the distance, and he maybe gets about 50 yards, and you hear the buzzing sound of my harmonica, and then you see the head like just pop off, and you see the body just fall, and the head bounces off maybe another 10 yards as my harmonica starts swinging back.
And you do see that the other one gets even more terrified, and again is even continuing to run. But Dean, what are you doing with your surprise action?
Well, like I said, when he so that first one that his head comes off, the second one I'm gonna try to catch him like right at the throat, and it's gonna be like you're just gonna see me spin the staff, and the whole end will come out smack.
Yeah, you
and so I'm
so it's eased because you did that augment,
and it's also a
plus
light
3
weapon.
damage.
So it does
5.
4 damage. So it does 7.
Wait, 7? Why?
It does 4 damage normally,
but
now
7.
I put the damage on it.
Yep.
So, but I'm eased two levels automatically.
Yep,
so
yep.
with no levels of effort.
Are you using any effort for damage or anything?
I'll put another level of effort for damage.
Yep.
I rolled a 9 on the die.
And if you roll 9 on the die, you for sure hit him. And how does it die? How do they die?
Basically, he screams out when he had a look to see his buddy's head. He turns his head perfectly into my strike. He just turns his head and it goes smack right in his throat, and you hear a crunching noise.
Oof. Wait, what was that number for?
Oh no, I just
it's showing a cipher. All right.
So he did. So I did 10 points of damage as well.
No, he dies. How you described. But Dean, would you like a GM intrusion?
Sure. You can have the other XP here, Vlad.
Oh, all right. That's what I'm talking about.
So generous. But either way, what you call it? As you're dealing this, devastating blow to this psychonaut, unbeknownst to you, you're too focused on your, impressive display. The third, figure comes running in fear from within the facility, but it charges basically right into you, slams into you. And as it's slamming into you, it was running scared, like flailing or whatever. And in its flailing, it scratches you a little bit as it's trying to move you out of the way to keep going, to keep running. And it scratches you up a little bit, and you take 2 might damage, and you also gain 1 spore.
Okay, I take 1. I have armor.
Yep. So then you just take 1, but you do take the 1 spore infestation also. and it basically claws you to move you out the way to keep running.
Okay.
And it's up to y'all if y'all want to, it's the thing is gonna wear off pretty soon, but yeah.
As the harmonica hits back into my hand, I look back to the window to see if that beast thing made any movement.
It seems to just still be just breathing and just living, whatever, maybe laying eggs or whatever, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be bothered or
Living
nothing.
my best life.
I'm picturing you. You remember that Futurama with this slur cola?
Yes, the Slurm Queen.
Yeah.
But either way, what are y'all doing about this last guy who's there?
We haven't seen him, right?
No, he ran out and just bumped into Dean.
He just ran into me. Well,
That was the GM intrusion.
okay.
Pushed him out the way to keep running and scratched him.
Well,
Do we roll initiative or?
No, you guys still have us because he's still terrified.
so I'm just attacking.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Dean's closest to him.
I rolled an 8 on the die.
And you're trained twice, right?
Yeah, it goes up, so
Yeah,
that would be.
You smack it, no problem. Oh, but you didn't use effort for damage, right?
I can't use effort. I already used it this round. So he takes 7 points.
Yeah, you smack him. Still on his feet though. You kind of smacked him up to his senses though. He's like, ugh. And he looks like after you hit him, he starts to you see drool start to pool at the side, start to drip down his face, and he turns to engage.
As he turns to Dean, I immediately, like a yo-yo, I flip my harmonica straight down.
Go for it.
Aiming for the back of his neck.
Yep. And after this, if you this will be your surprise, and then if you fail or whatever, then we go to initiative.
I got a 9, but I'm trained.
Oh yeah, you're good. You hit him. These guys are only level 3.
So 7.
Yeah, you whatever, however you want to do. He dies.
I mean, yeah, it's you hear the buzzing sound as it hits him in the back of the neck. It stays there for a couple of seconds, chopping up like a meat grinder and I pull it back, and he collapses in front of Theo.
He falls to his knees in a pool of his own blood, and you hear from far off somehow, fatality. But those silhouettes have all been dealt with at this point. And yeah, what do you guys want to do? They've all been cut down mostly by being smacked in the head and by your thing. But yeah.
I say over the link. Do you want to grab the tank?
Yep.
In the inside? Do you want me to stay up here?
Might as well, because I'll come up and I'll hurl the tank and you spark it.
All right, yeah. So what the plan is basically for Dean or Dio to walk up to the second floor and just throw that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can for sure do that. All right, so Dean, you start to enter the facility, and Vlad, you're just basically gonna hang and wait there, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Dio, you walk in. Can you give me a spore resistance roll? Right now it's not too bad. Your spore vision's still active. The field of vision here is very green.
So I got a mass. I rolled an 8 on the die, but that makes it a level better. So I level 4.
Oh yeah, level 3. Yeah, you're good. It's the spore field here is level 3. I'll just tell y'all just to save some time. But yeah, you start walking through. There's a very thick green haze. Not very thick at this point, but it's thickening as you progress. Again, this is a very hangar-style building. As you walk towards the back of the building, you do see a staircase going up. But with your spore vision, you do see nearby, to the right of that little staircase, there is a pretty big green mushroom cap that seems to be emitting the spores that are populating this floor.
It seems to do what?
They seem to be populating this floor.
Okay.
As far as spore goes, you can easily avoid it again with your spore vision, but it's up to you what you want to do as far as that goes. But that is what your spore vision is revealing to you as you approach the stairs.
Would it be possible to salvage that cap?
You can definitely try.
I'm trained in salvage. Rolled 9, so that's a level 4.
Yeah, no, you go and scrape it up, right? You cut a little bit off of it, and you find this cipher. 1 second. Why do I have so many notes here open? You actually found a high quality spore cipher. I'll just tell you what it does instead of copy paste because it's simple. When you inhale it, you'll take 2 spore infestation because it's a high quality spore cipher, but you'll also get +1 effort for an hour. So, but you still have to pay the cost, but you'll have access to 2 levels of effort.
So I'd have to pay for 2 levels of effort or pay for 1 level of effort?
You have to pay for both levels, but you have access to that second level.
Okay.
If you decide to use it, I should say.
I'll just put it on my sheet.
And yeah, and then if you proceed upwards up the stairs, give me another spore resistance roll. This is to like overcome the spore. Now it's turning into like that violetish color as you ascend the stairs.
I rolled an 11 again.
And you're still good because of the mask specifically. And yeah, when you get to the top of the stairs, you give me a stealth roll real quick. And then, basically it opens up, basically to another hangar style room where instead of any walls or anything, just basically a giant nest for this maggot. And yeah, we'll see if it sees or detects you as you approach the entryway.
Else,
while all this is happening, I'm still looking to see through the window to see if it's moving.
Yes, you're basically like keeping an eye. At this point, we can even say that from your vantage point, you can see like the top of Dio's head as like, he's almost there and he's gonna get ready to do it or something's about to happen.
my stealth roll was a level 4. I rolled a 12.
Roll to 12, you are good, brother. You're standing there, it's really, wasn't really expecting. It's basically gestating or whatever you call it when it's like getting ready to lay eggs or laying eggs or whatever have you.
Gestation, yeah.
Yeah, so it's doing that, and it's not really at the most heightened sense of awareness right now. It was really counting on its protectors, which you dealt with very swiftly. But yeah, what do you want to do now?
I send a message and I'm getting ready to throw. So would that give us?
When he says that, can I use my aggression ability on the tank?
Wait, what does that do?
It gives me an asset to hit on a melee attacks.
You focus on making attacks such as standing leave yourself vulnerable to opponents. So if it's active, you gain an asset on melee attacks and your speed defense rolls against melee hindered. Oh yeah, for sure.
And I tell him to hold up a second, and I lean my back against the wall of the building again from the second floor. I pull out the Moby Dick book, go to the very end, take the last page out, and start rolling up a cigarette off the last page.
Yeah,
of the book.
Yeah,
and because we're connected, I'm like, are you rolling hemp?
We're gonna need this, buddy.
And yeah, you use your 2 might, or 1 might, because I think you have an edge in might.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dino, are you gonna be throwing that thing, eh?
Yes, I'm going to spend
where exactly are you trying to throw it? Just in the room, like within range of Anthony, or at the thing, or what?
I want to try to if Anthony's range is enough, I want to
try to get it as close to that thing as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to try to get it like, if do I know which end the eggs are going to come out?
You can't discern that.
Okay,
but all right. Let me set this up a little bit. Essentially, you're gonna toss it or roll it or whatever. I don't know how heavy a 5-gallon tank is. Y'all can maybe enlighten me. But either way, whatever your method is of getting it from point A, you, to point B between, Vlad and this giant thingy. You'll give me a roll. If depending on the roll, it'll get next to it within range of Anthony or Vlad. If not, we'll see what happens. And then once it's within range, Anthony or Vlad will be able to make the roll to try to make it explode.
Right.
No, I'm trying to make it.
Or whatever, yeah.
No,
tell me. You.
I want to hit the tank and have the gas fill up the room. I don't want the tank to explode. I want the gas to empty out into the room.
Well, tell me, realistically.
No, if that's the case, then you don't even got to hit it.
No, but I'll explain. You know, like I want to crack the tank.
No,
So
I understand. You want the gas to fill the room. So
yeah.
Can't you just like crack the
easy
valve and
peasy.
roll it in there?
I'll just snap the valve off and
Yeah,
roll it in the room. It ain't even
Okay. Yeah. So do that.
yeah.
for
Do
sure.
So
that.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. Yeah,
crack the valve and just roll it into the room.
there's
All right.
there's no
Okay.
roll even
So
involved
So it
there.
can be right in the center.
no. While
I
he
mean, Dean
does
still has
that,
to roll, but yeah.
yeah. While he does that, I'm gonna slowly try to open the window.
I see where you're going here.
No. I'm gonna do something before that
I
though.
know, I know.
I'm gonna slowly try to open the window while he's throwing in the tank,
All right, so
or break the window, whatever it is I have to
so
do.
let's do Dean's roll first.
Yep.
Dean, roll
All
me
right.
Basically speed or might, I guess, or however you're flavoring how you're how
I'm
are
gonna
you,
favor. It's gonna be speed because I'm using precision, so I'm gonna spend a level of effort on that.
okay.
Uh, what else do I
And
have?
you
Let me see.
crack the thing off before doing that
Yeah,
too, like you
yeah.
smash it or whatever. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Just here we go. Level of effort 15.
Oh yeah, you good. You roll it right into the perfect position. You hear the from the gas tank as it starts to fill the room.
Yep.
And now, Anthony, give me the roll to see if you can crack the window.
I'm gonna apply a level of effort on might.
Gotcha.
I got a 15 plus a level of effort
Oh yeah,
on
you're
might.
good. You break away the foliage or whatever, the vines.
Yeah.
You pull the window or slowly push it open after
Yeah.
you do that. But yeah.
And was that my action? Or
So basically, right now the thing, actually, yeah, no, right now there's no initiative. You guys are still, you can plan and do whatever. The thing hasn't noticed because the thing after he rolled it or threw it in, it didn't touch it like he did it with
Alright.
precision.
So when I open the window, with one hand, I put my hand inside my thing, and I pull out what looks uh, like a bag of, like a slime. It's like a black ichor, and I throw it in the window, and it's the blackout cipher.
Okay. An area within immediate range becomes secure against any effects. Wait. An area within immediate range usually becomes secure against any effect outside the area that sees, hears, or otherwise senses what occurs inside.
So
Oh, okay. So I mean, you can explain what you're trying
I
to get
wanted
out
to
of it.
blur the whole area, so even if that creature wouldn't be able to see me from outside the window.
So you want to, all right? So you want to blur yourself or blur? Because if you throw it at it, right? Because it blurs the area that it's next to. So like for it to blur you, you would have to like stick it on the wall next to you and turn it on.
Or I could just throw it right in front of the window.
Oh, but if you do that, then the way I'm thinking
It has to
is
see through me to look through the window. It
Yeah,
has to
no,
see
that
in
makes sense.
direction.
That makes sense. I'll allow that. Yeah, that makes sense. But you still have to roll, to see if it works.
But I'm literally dropping it right in front of me on the open, cracked window.
Yeah, I'll even allow that to be an asset, honestly.
Yeah. All right, so I got a 12 on the roll.
Oh no, you're good. You drop it, it activates.
And I tell Theo to run.
But on top of that, you also see that the area, if you're looking at it now, is now more blurry than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dio, you noticed that too. Like first you had pretty not clear because of all the spore or whatever, but now it looks blurry, almost like it's being censored.
Okay.
Like in real time, which is weird.
And I tell him to run.
Okay.
And while he's running, I'm gonna count to like 20 to let the room fill up with as much gas for the tank to empty.
So let's do this super dramatically, right? So there's like you guys were talking and you can hear the sounds of like what you call it, Dean smacking that off, the clink, and then the shh after it rolled into place or whatever. You heard the creaking of the glass as Vlad opened the window, dropping that cylindrical whatever to do the blackout. Everything suddenly looks like it's censored to everybody who's looking in the general area. You tell him over the comms, get the hell out of there, or whatever you tell him.
And then he hears me like 1 Mississippi,
Yeah, exactly.
2 Mississippi,
So at this point,
3
all sound, like,
Mississippi,
again,
4
cinematically, you only
Mississippi.
hear that. That's what you
Yeah.
hear. There's no other sounds, there's no other anything, except for Vlad doing that countdown. So you all, I mean, I guess the viewer here sees or whatever this. Dio starts to run down, or again, Dio, however you want to do it. You're now leaving, or you can stay if you want to stay in the general area, but it's up to you. You're basically fleeing after Vlad tells you to, or you can stay if you're suicidal. I don't know.
Yeah,
You're gonna what?
I'm getting out.
Okay, because I heard I'm getting, and then I heard like silence, like it cut off for a second. But either way, you're getting out. You start running, and it's like 6 Mississippi, 7 Miss, and you start making your way to the exit. Blah blah blah. Now at this point, can you both give me, or what are you doing? I'm guessing after the countdown, you're gonna throw your cigarette, right, or whatever, or.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something before I threw it, but I'll.
No, go for it. Yeah, so, no, it's just that after you do it, you're both gonna have to roll to see if you like avoid the explosion yourselves.
Yeah. I figured that, and I figure I will probably be hindered.
Well, actually, not Dean. He's far enough away, but you.
Because I'm gonna wait for Dean to clear the building. Of course, I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you for sure see, like, you see 19 Mississippi and Dean running out.
Yeah.
Like.
So I'm now, since I have that, I'm like hanging off the side of the window, smoking a cigarette. I turn around, I look to see Theo, make sure Theo's a good, 10 or 15 yards from the building. I peer at the side of the cigarette because for some reason I rolled the cigarette with the text on the other side. And I look at it, and it says, I only am escaped alone to tell thee, DN, which is the last phrase, the last sentence of Moby Dick. I take one more pull, and I flick it into the room.
All right. Now, what's basically happening is going to be a pretty large explosion. It's probably going to push you from the window. Or if you're letting go right after you throw it, you can give me that roll to see if you're quick enough to let go or whatever. But yeah, essentially there's going to be a large explosion, and give me that speed defense roll, or what are you doing after you throw it?
I'm gonna try to jump down, so I guess it's speed defense.
Yep.
Right?
For sure.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me look at my sheet.
And I would say for sure that you're trained at jumping, right?
Yeah, I'm trained
and then
in
the
jumping.
Graceful
Movement.
Yeah, I would definitely allow those to be assets.
So that gives me 3.
Yep.
So I got a 2 on the roll, but I have 3 assets. So
3 levels up.
No,
that puts me a level.
So it was a difficulty.
Re-roll it.
Oh yeah, I got XP. I can re-roll that.
Yeah, go for it.
I got.
I'll just tell you straight up right now. It was difficulty 6, so it's difficulty 3.
All right, so let me try it again. I got a 4 on the roll, so that would be. No, that's a difficulty 4.
No, it's difficulty 3, so it'd be 9.
You need a 9 or better.
So yeah,
I don't believe in multiple XP uses. I'll take whatever.
Yeah. So what happens here is you're not quick enough on the draw. You were like almost entranced in the moment, like you were reading the little line off the cigarette. As you threw it, you're kind of like almost indulging in like
He was indulging in the last line of Moby Dick is what he did.
Yeah, pretty much, and like how it like had sort of relevance to like the situation. And as you throw it in, the explosion sets off, and you're not quick enough to let go of the railing or the vines or whatever, and you get blasted from the second floor. The glasses explode. And you go flying to the floor. You basically get knocked down 2 tracks. Like you're like, what is it? Not debilitated. Or is that the 3rd one? Before you die?
Yeah.
You're super messed up. You're basically all your points are 0 except for your int.
Okay.
You're super, like, your clothes get blown from your back. Like, your face is seared. Your hair is, like, burned. Your leg is broken as you hit the ground. You see all this happening too, Dio. But on top of that, after you hear a loud screeching from the top floor, as the fire and the spore fumes plume out of the window, and yeah, as far as you can tell, like there's a large fire now blazing within that room, due to the fungus or whatever igniting, and the building's basically starting to fully catch fire at this point. Like depending on what y'all doing, if you're like Anthony at this point really can't do anything until you come and help him.
Yeah, I'm going to get him, and I'm gonna open up as I'm running. I'm gonna like pull out one of those healing things to see if it'll help him at all.
Yeah, no. So what you do is you like are you talking about the first aid kit?
Yeah.
So if you use those, all of them, you're desperately don't die. If all three of them recover like 1 point each, like so he's like barely stable. So he has like 1 point in speed, 1 point in might. Yeah, the fire's like now starting to spread to the bottom floor. You don't hear that screeching anymore. It kind of sounds like maybe it died or something. As the building starts to burn to the ground, you start to see a wagon approach you guys, as, I guess Dio is helping Vlad up to his feet, after helping him out. Yeah. And the wagon comes to a stop, just short of you guys, and out from the wagon, it's being drawn by some horse-like creatures, whatever Numenera horses, right? They come to a stop. There's a man you've never seen driving the wagon or whatever. But after he comes to a stop, a familiar figure jumps from the back. And it's actually Morgan from the apocalyptic camp. And he says, I heard the whatever. At this point, it's maybe been like an hour, after the initial explosion, after you've been healed up, and you're watching this fire I
thought you was going to end in, you skipping through the end part of us getting in the wagon?
No, you're not. You're not getting in the wagon yet. Or you're not. Just Morgan's going to come talk to you.
Oh, because you said an hour went by.
Oh, no, an hour went by before, like, that's how Morgan knew, like, there was an explosion, and an hour went by, and, like, that's how Morgan was able to get here.
That's how long it took me to get you stable.
Yeah, to get you stable, firstly, and then for Morgan to get there. Because, it was, like, 3 hours walking, but, via horses, it was just, like, an hour. So he's able to get there pretty quickly compared to what y'all were able to do. But he hops out. He comes like very worriedly. Friends, what happened here? What is this?
I look at him and I go, it was a den of those pig fuckers.
He looks after you say that. He looks at the floor and he sees the the decapitated and mutilated corpse eaters. And he's like, oh, holy shit! I didn't know we were so close to them here. And he says, quickly, get in the wagon. We need to get out of here quick.
I'm just like half dead.
Yeah, he gets over. He's like put an arm over. He's like help you into the wagon, if you'll accept him. And basically at this point he's trying to like basically take you to the safety of the apocalyptic camp. We're at the end here. He's gonna basically get you guys fully healed up, rested up. You guys are comrades now. He's gonna send messages on your behalf to your tribe or your clan, the Rasta Tongues. After about maybe 2 or 3 days, some of your your clan may show up to the apocalyptic caravan, and you're well taken care of in the time.
As we driving back to the caravan, and I'm still in and out of consciousness, I lean over to Theo and I'm like, hey man, and I cough up a big wad of blood onto my mask, and I look at it and I go, thanks man. Does this smell like urine to you?
Oh boy, but you say that on the way back to the the apocalyptic camp. And
I look at Morgan and I go, aside from him getting barbecued a little bit there, it wasn't all bad. And I show him the green cap.
Oh, are you showing it to him or are you showing it to Morgan?
To Morgan.
Oh, he looks at it licks his lips almost. He's like, oh. I might have something I could give you for that once we get back to camp, but I think we should. He points at
Yeah.
Vlad. He's like, I think we should
Like,
worry
yeah,
about
let's-
this guy's life first.
Exactly.
And you guys make your way back to the apocalyptic camp, and all of what I described just now happens. Like, you're well taken care of. Your wounds are treated. Morgan sends a message over to the Rasta Tongues, and a traveling band of your clanmates come to scoop you guys up. You tell them, you detail what you had found, how it was a corpse eater den. You if you still have it at this point, you show them or you tell them about the green cap you found, and how it was a maggot that seems to be fueling these psychonauts. And either you guys can chill with the apocalyptics, you decide to you're done with your Rasta Tongues, you can live with them now, or you go back. We're at the end here. Hopefully you guys had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
The clan, if you stay with the clan, they thank you for your risking your lives for the information. The apocalyptics thank you for your friendship and your brazen
Well, yeah, you said the clan was
attitude.
running low. You said the clan was running low on supplies, so whatever we have left, I'm gonna, of course, attribute to the tribe to help them, and probably the green mushroom. That's what I tell Morgan, that we really could use some. We were running low on supplies at the camp. They could use some provisions. So whatever you think is fair for this, I don't need nothing special. You've done enough. You saved my buddy and my people, though. We gotta look out for our people, right?
Yeah, no, Morgan, again, he understands that community aspect, the ton being an apocalyptic. And he says, yeah, anything for you, friend. Don't even, if you're giving him the cap, he accepts it as a gift. But he's like, you guys have been through so much, and, we do have to take care of one of our own. Go see, he named someone, Max. Go see Max. Max will hook you guys up with some first aid and, some rations and all that good stuff. What we can spare.
Right. Cool.
And yeah, that wraps up the little story here.
That was fun, Al.
Yeah.
That was fun. You got to do it again.
So just to wrap up the recording real fast, thank you guys for listening or watching. It was a blast to run it. Ran a little longer than I had hoped, but again, if you saw our how to improve GM video, it is something I'm working on. So hopefully, I'll make a few more of these little Al's home game hijinks, and continue working on that aspect, because that is kind of the point of this little adventure. This is the first of hopefully many to help me hone my time running skills. But again, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Dean, for playing. It was a blast.
Awesome. No, thank you.
Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this little blend of Numenera and Degenesis. Anything y'all want to say before we close this out?
No, just be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want us to do some more actual plays, we finally got Al to run one. But if you want, Al to come back or one of us to do something else, just let us know in the chat, and we'll be happy to run some more.
And any of you guys out there that I met over these last few days at Gen Con, thanks for hanging out. You guys were awesome, and like I told you in our games, at the end of our games, come on over to Cypher Unlimited. You'll definitely find some fun. As you can see, I'm not the only one who has some gaming chops, because this guy here is a beast. And that guy sitting over there, man, I'm telling you, you want to play some horror, some good stuff, talk to Spigs.
Yeah, for sure. And as usual, thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to do what Anthony said. Hit that like button, subscribe, share it out. All that helps us a ton. And from us at the CU, we will see you later.